Hello everybody and welcome to Bathmat Reviews, where today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Now, I'm sure you've seen this guy in, well, all of my reviews since I started doing size comparisons. This is, of course, Batman. You know him, you probably love him. I don't know, he's like one of the most popular superheroes of, like, all time. And, well, in my description for my YouTube channel, since the beginning I review mostly in quotes, mostly Transformers, and that is very true. For 104, I believe, videos, I have done only Transformers. And, well, today, I felt like, doing something a little different. And so, I figured, who else to start but Batman, who's been there for a really long time. Now, this figure is pretty good. Now, I personally don't know nearly as much about standards for, like, standard action figures that don't transform as I do for Transformers. This is a much more recent hobby of mine. Not because I don't like superheroes. I love them. I probably, like, it's like Transformers is... Transformers has always been my favorite toy, but Marvel and DC have always been basically my favorite, like, medium of, like cartoon, movie, comics. I love comics. Just, it's always been their number one, and then my favorite toys were always Transformers. And so, you know what? But only recently have I started collecting Mcfarlane figures, or just figures in general. Speaking of Mcfarlane, this is Batman... Mcfarlane Toys, Batman, Rebirth, DC Rebirth, specifically. And, yeah, it's cool. It's just really cool. I love this Batman figure. I have 4, I'd say 4 Batman figures, and this one is probably my favorite. As far as design goes. Some might be better than this one, but I just really like the design. Now, let's do a good old-fashioned box review. With a very different style of box this time. So here's the box. You got Mcfarlane Toys, 22 moving parts. I don't know if that's good, but it's advertised on almost all Mcfarlane boxes. So, I would assume, like, for a figure that doesn't transform, I would assume posability is, like, much more of a big thing for it. So I'd hope that that 22 moving parts is good. So DC Direct, Batman. There's the box. You got the inside, the background there. You got Mcfarlane Toys Digital, Batman, DC Rebirth. On this side, you got Mcfarlane Toys. Then you got scan for more information. On the back, you have this sick image of Batman from the comics. That is a lot darker than, than that. But that doesn't really bother me. I love this image. I think it looks just so cool. And on the inside, as you can see, you have the plastic that is there. And then you have this part, which looked to be fairly standard, but wasn't quite, because, as you can see, there are 3 different spots there. Normally, there's only 2. Unfortunately, I noticed this after I opened the box. So, what it came with here is a display stand that they all do. It kind of sucks, but it gets the job done for what it is, although I don't actually have a Figma stand, and I do kind of want one. I probably should get one. And then it came with the card that they all come with, and it has that same artwork looking awesome. It has Batman there, and then it has a surprisingly in-depth description, because some of the cards, their description is like a sentence long. And then, probably most painfully, there was this, which is an authentication code. None of the other figures that I've had have this. And, wait, oh, there's a scratch-off thing there. Hold on. I'm not going to finish doing that. Hold on. Never mind. I'm not so mad about that. Because for a second there, I thought that this was a authentication code as far as like showing that this is like a legit figure, so that it was like a more of a collectible thing, not a scratch off thing. I'm an idiot. But what does this say? Okay. I don't know what that. Apparently, there's something that this goes to or something. I didn't know that. Well, that makes me feel less bad about this. I was all bummed because I saw that after I opened it up, so I thought it was like an actually like a collectible figure. That I sound so stupid now. I thought it was a collectible figure, and I was all like, dang it, why didn't I see that before? I would have kept it in the box, maybe. No, I wouldn't have. But I would have thought about keeping it in the box. But nope, it's just a scratch-off thing. I wonder what that goes to. Oh well, I guess we'll never know. Anyway, as far as accessories go, he comes with a throwing hand that's all open and all like, whoa! So, then, but to get that, you can just, wow, that is way tight. Okay, there we go. Just take off that hand and place that on. Now he can open palm slap. Or, what I think it's for is, you're supposed to take the batarang and have him be all like, whoosh, and then you're like, whoosh, whoosh, like he's throwing the batarang. But, I don't know, he doesn't hold it great. Then, on this side, you have another fist that you can take off and give him a trigger finger, which, or a gun holding hand, which for Batman would be kind of ironic, but you can hold it. You can hold the batarang here, kind of, not the best, but you can. And then you can also hold, oh no, don't fall off the edge. Then you can also have him holding the grappling hook, which looks pretty good, you know? I like it. I like it. It's not my favorite design for a grappling hook, but it's fine. And then, of course, yeah, he has his very important punching hands, because you aren't Batman if you're not beating the crap out of people. And, yeah, so it's just sick. And he also comes with one final thing. He comes with... Ow, I just poked myself. Oh, man. Wow, those are much sharper than I realized. They're not like, it's not like they're going to draw blood, but it kind of felt like you're stepping on a Lego, but like in your hand. Then you also have, hang on, come on, there we go, a Bruce Wayne head, which, as far as a common flaw of Mcfarlane toys that I've noticed, Bruce, the human-looking parts of the figures, like the faces, never look really the best. So, I normally, my goodness, why does that hold on so strong? Normally keep the Batman head on. Ow! Now, as far as articulation goes, you have a full 360 there, you got in and out, you have a butterfly joint, which is quite nice, you have bicep rotation, double joint at the elbow to get far over 90 degrees. You have a wrist and swivel that also can move up and down. And I suppose you could adjust this. I don't know how to manipulate it the best, but you could probably rotate it to get some in and out movement. But normally I prefer up and down. Just, I don't know. Then, as far as the waist goes, you have a chest mover thingy, so you can do an ab crunch. And then you have waist also on a ball joint, and you can use both those to do rotation quite well. And then you have quite the ball joint on this figure. So you got, ow, gosh, his cowl keeps hurting me. Mom! You got a ball jointed head that can move up and down and all around. And then the legs, you got forward that far. There's bendy plastic there. Back that far. No thigh swivel, which is kind of surprising since Transformers have it. Then you have a double jointed knee with his bat knee pads, which have poked me multiple times. And then you have a foot that can go up and down. And if you rotate that correctly, I mean, you could get a ankle pivot, but I don't feel like doing that because the feet are kind of hard to adjust. And then you also have a upward toe bend, which I don't know if that's... I don't know how that's best used for. I assume, like, walking poses. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And, yeah, so that's his articulation, which is, from what I understand for all these figures that I have, fairly standard. But, yeah. One complaint is that he has this solid rubber cape, which I do think looks really cool, but it doesn't really work the best for posing. I would much prefer, like, for certain versions of the Superman cape, like, at least the version of Superman that I have, where it has two bendy wires in the sides, so you can have it, like, swooshing around and stuff like that, or, like, this Batman figure that I have here, which is Silver Age Batman, and you can have his cape being all, like, whoosh, which is how I personally have it, because I like theatrics. Now, please stand. Okay, now... size comparisons, and then I guess that's it, because there's no transformation. That feels weird. Who do I size compare? And this is the part where I normally do Batman, but I don't have... screw it. Here is my previous review, who, is not the same. Optimus Prime, and Batman's slightly taller than, and here is our Prime unit of measurement, and they are almost exactly the same height, with, I think, this time, Prime being slightly taller. Yeah, I'm going to say Prime's slightly taller. And, then, for, I know, this is only right. Here he is with Superman. And for what it's worth, these guys look great together. I'm a very big comic book superhero fan. I always like when Superman and Batman are actual friends and teammates instead of always trying to kill each other. Yeah, they had their differences. Then they figured out their differences and moved on, and it was awesome. And now they're, like, best buddies, and it's great. And, yeah, these guys look great together. I love the comic book style for both of them. I would have preferred just a little, like... You know, actually, I don't really have any complaints as far as the design goes, because it's comic accurate. Like, how would I have a problem? And they just look really good together. And I suppose they can give each other a good old-fashioned high five. Yay! And, yeah, so that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what figures I should review next. And as you can see now, it doesn't have to be Transformers. Although Transformers is perfectly okay. I got so many more Transformers. I ain't stopping doing Transformers anytime soon. That's my... Reviewing Transformers is what I'm going to do, again, 90% of the time. And, yeah. Follow me on YouTube and TikTok, and we'll see how this does in the algorithm. And, I don't know how to end this, because I can't roll it off screen. So...